So my name is Michael Litt. I'm the CEO and co-founder of a business called Vidyard. We're essentially a YouTube for business. So YouTube is a growing social network that businesses need to be on for customer awareness. Telling stories through video is obviously much easier. And Hootsuite has been known to bring Twitter to businesses. Vidyard has been known to bring YouTube to businesses. So we're essentially a YouTube management platform. We offer all the hosting capabilities of a traditional online video platform, but we have really cool integrations with analytics platforms, marketing automation platforms, and calls to action, so that you can actually generate more hype and conversion around your video content.
So give me a scenario where you might help out a company.
Sure. So a really good example is Home Depot. They wanted to own DIY home repairs, and so they created a number of videos that were titled things like how to replace a toilet, how to reshingle a roof, and they published those videos to YouTube. And people searched those terms on Google, they found those videos. What they did was they would click the link in the description field, go to homedepot.com and see more content. And when that gentleman pulled out the automatic or the Black & Decker automatic hammer, you could buy that tool using our call to actions. So they used YouTube as a customer acquisition channel, but then used Vidyard on their page to keep people there, engage them with video content, and then sell them the products that they were talking about during the videos. So why use YouTube versus, say, setting up your own video system? Yeah, that's perfect. So when we started, we pushed people to actually set up their own videos on their own websites, because the YouTube embed itself functions as an outbound link to youtube.com, which is a bit of a rabbit hole on the internet because they show you all this really cool content. But what we realized, and one of our investors is actually the co-founder of YouTube, is that YouTube is kind of the central ecosystem where video content is absorbed and shared. And if you don't have a presence on YouTube, your customers likely aren't seeing your video, and you can use it as a way of getting people from YouTube back to your site where they can see more content.
So there's also a bunch of other video sites like Vimeo or things like that. Do you want to stay focused, or are you focused on YouTube, or are you looking at options like Hootsuite originally started with only a few applications, they've expanded the number of applications, so are you looking at that as well?
That's a great question. We'll definitely expand. What we've done is we've built a series of tools that work around the video, so calls to actions, integration with Eloqua, and integration with HubSpot so that you can do lead scoring and landing page management with video. And so we want to be agnostic to where the video is being served from. Obviously we have our own hosting infrastructure, but eventually we'll be able to add our tool set to videos hosted by Brightcove and Vimeo and all the other tools as well.
So we're at the Grow conference, and what's your reason for coming here?
Yeah, so Debbie Landa is a friend of mine. I pitched our business originally at a conference she ran in Silicon Valley called Under the Radar. And she came and did a tour through Waterloo, and I presented on a panel to talk about the value of this conference and potentially applying to Grow Labs as an incubator. My company went through Y Combinator, and so we understand the value of going through an investment program like that. So a few of our investors are here. Inovia Capital, Softtech VC, which is Jeff Clavier's fund out of Silicon Valley. And it's a great way to get everybody in the same room. So I just flew in last night and I'm flying out tonight, so just a short stop.
So can you elaborate more on that process of the beginning as a startup and getting your capital and mentors or advisors?
Absolutely. So Vidyard started as a content production company called Redwoods Media. We would manufacture videos for companies and give them the raw files. And then they would always wonder what to do with those videos once we had finished them. So we built a hosting and player tool that we could sell to them for $20 a month. And then in my fourth-year design project at school, we built an analytics and machine learning platform that could help us understand what type of content worked and what worked from a sales perspective. And we ended up applying to Y Combinator very last minute, but when you apply, you have to produce a video of the founders talking about your business, and we use our own tool. And one thing we can do is track exactly how people watch the content and where the drop-off is. So when we sat in front of the Y Combinator partners, we could show them that they didn't actually watch the whole video. And they thought that was pretty interesting, and so they decided to fund us. But just prior to that, we had actually gotten interest from an individual in Canada named Dennis Kavelman, who was the CFO of Research in Motion. and he decided to do an investment. So we got into YC, we took an investment from him, and then SV Angel and DST invested in all the YC companies, so we took that. And then prior to demo day, we got more interest from SV Angel. Paul Buchheit, one of the YC partners, invested, and obviously Dennis. So we had about $600,000 raised. And then after YC, we did another $1 million. And Javed Karim, the co-founder of YouTube, and Jeff Clavier from Softtech VC both led that post-YC round.
So how many people are involved with your company at this point, and how's it grown?
It's grown well. So we grow our user base and revenues somewhere close to 30% month over month. We have 14 employees now. So we've focused on hiring a bunch of engineers to build out the platform and integrations, and we've just started to focus on building a sales and marketing team. So we have 2 individuals on the sales team in lead gen and inside roles, and then our marketing hire, Stephanie Goodman, just started last Monday. So
it seems a little odd that you would just be doing sales now. So what were you doing before without sales?
Engineering. So video is a complicated beast, and there's a bunch of interesting things we could do around video, and we had to catch up to a lot of the existing platforms before we had a compelling sales product. I think a lot of startups struggle with the concept of building a sales and marketing team because they know how to write code and build product. They don't necessarily know how to message that and sell it through to customers. So that's been my focus as of late, and we're hiring some more quota-based sales reps and more people in marketing positions as we can scale the business. So it's been very organic to date, and now we're actually turning our startup into a business.
So what time frame has this all happened?
So last year, this time there was 2 of us, and so now there's 14. So we've kind of grown substantially over the past year. I think we'll probably plateau around 20 individuals in the business for a little while until we hit our next milestone, but it's been pretty quick.
Local to Waterloo, or?
Yes, small team in Mountain View, California as well. But yeah, our focus has been hiring really talented individuals, so we've been very slow with that process. Our funding closed in October of 2011, so it's been less than a year since funding.
So now that you've got salespeople, how are you looking to grow, and where are you targeting people to?
Right, so verticals that work very well for us are things like motivational speakers who use our tool to publish content to YouTube as well as their own sites, educational institutions, private healthcare companies that have a bunch of training or video content. Marketers really like our product because it helps them understand how people watching video ends up triggering a conversion process or a sales process. The other really interesting vertical for us is content producers themselves. So people that make videos can now own the actual deployment of that content as well as the analytics. And so they can take their market, which was generally create a video, and build a relationship with each customer and analyze how successful that video is on their homepage and make changes